Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, SirSpam28 here bringing you some more World of Warships beta action. This is going to be a match in the Omaha, which is a Tier 5 U.S. cruiser. Now, the Omaha is the last of the U.S. cruisers to be equipped with torpedo tubes, and as such is kind of a hybrid cruiser as to how you're going to want to play it. It's still got plenty of guns, so it can take care of the defense duties, protecting your battleships from destroyers and other cruisers, as you will see in this match, but it also has those torpedoes to take out higher priority targets. But what it doesn't have is a lot of AA. This ship was designed and built before aircraft were the primary threat to surface ships, so it doesn't have, and its designers didn't give a lot of thought to AA firepower. So unlike the Cleveland, we're going to be knocking planes out of the sky and really shielding your battleships and your bigger capital ships from those enemy aircraft. This ship isn't going to do that. It does have some AA, but the volume of fire that it has is nowhere near adequate for shielding your battleships. Now, like I said before, what this ship does have is it's got good speed, good maneuverability, and it's got lots and lots of firepower. Still has those trademark U.S. cruiser rapid-fire guns. So you'll see me in this match put those to pretty good use. So first things first in the match, go ahead and join up with my battleships in a U.S. cruiser. That's what you should be looking to do. Join your battleships, join their little flotilla, and beat that screen. You have smaller rapid-firing guns, which allows you to acquire and shoot at smaller targets much easier than those battleships who have to wait at least 20-30 seconds between each salvo. So if they're trying to hit a destroyer or a fast cruiser with those big guns that shoot very slowly and are very inaccurate, it's going to be a bad time for them. So that's what you want to end up doing. So you can see me kind of acquiring my first target here. Go ahead and take a leading shot. You'll notice I have AP loaded. I'm going to use only AP in this match, I do believe. I think I switched to HE when I'm shooting at the enemy aircraft carrier at the very end of the game. But even shooting at destroyers, normally you'd probably want to use HE shooting at destroyers, but AP can be just as effective. It's really easy to crit them, especially at a little bit of range, where it's not going to be over-penetrating every AP shot that you fire. So go ahead and see that I've formed up with my battleships here, and I am shooting at any enemies that come at a range. Again, my target selection priority is going to be enemy aircraft. Make sure I control click on those to direct what little AA fire I have towards one enemy air group, and then destroyers, and then cruisers, and then battleships. So if I see any targets in range, that's kind of the list that I go down as to what I'm going to be shooting at. And you can see me in between salvos, even though it kind of messes up your aim, and if you don't want to do that, you can always right click and look around. But I'm constantly scanning to see what threats are available, what targets are getting spotted, and see if I need to shift my fire to anywhere else. Because again, that's a good thing about cruisers. Some of these earlier cruisers with the smaller guns, they're not only rapid firing, but your turret traverse is such that you can rapidly acquire new targets. For the moment, this battleship seems to have stopped and is starting to reverse. So in this little lull here, that period where he's moving very slowly, I'm just taking the opportunity to pour fire into him. Now at this range, my shells are effectively kind of plunging, and you'll see me get some, big damage shots as those shells are plunging through his top deck and doing damage. I'm not expecting to get any Citadel hits at that range. The AP, I don't think, has enough penetration to go through his Citadel armor. But we can get through a couple decks and start, at least every salvo getting 1,000 to 2,000 damage out of it. So still pouring fire onto him until he is covered. And at this point, I'm kind of scanning around looking for targets, seeing what I can see. Everything's just a little bit out of range. And at this point, I kind of have to make a decision. I can kind of see that my battleships are steaming off towards my left, but then I acquire these two destroyers that are steaming towards my right. And I can see they're not going for my battleships, otherwise they'd be cutting to the other side of that island. So I stay on this course and try to acquire them with my guns. Again, in this cruiser, destroyers are my primary targets. So I start opening up on these guys, trying to get the lead. Gunnery is not the best here, but eventually I do figure it out and start getting some pretty effective fire in on these guys. And all the while, you can see I'm turning to starboard to get parallel with their course to bring the maximum number of guns to bear against them that I have and that I can. So they're going to be dodging and weaving some destroyer hits, but there we go. Finally starting to pour in some great fire into these guys, and that first destroyer is down. I know that second destroyer is going to be running parallel with him, so I keep focused on the area, pick him up, and start putting some fire into him as well. He disappears either behind a smoke screen or just out of my spotting range. So I go ahead and take a blind shot at where I think he's going to be, and end up getting a couple more hits. Now this torpedo salvo coming in, I can see that I don't really have to do anything besides duck behind that island, and I avoid it altogether. Take a few parting shots at that other cruiser, kind of behind that island, and end up scoring some few hits there. So that's good. Always see if, you fire when you can at what you can. Just to keep the damage pouring on. So reacquire this destroyer, and once again start going to town on him with the guns. Now again here, I probably should be shooting HE. He probably would have taken some module damage, if not just died outright in those two salvos if I was firing HE at him. So a little bit of a mistake from my part there. But you can see how effective the AP was against that first destroyer we took out. That one shell going through, getting a crit. Doing over 2,000 damage to him, and almost one-shotting him, and then that allowed us to follow up and kill him easily. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn back in towards the enemies. Now, I know that destroyer that I was shooting at, I did not kill, so he's somewhere still off to my right in that smoke. So I'm kind of watching that area like a hawk, looking for torpedoes coming out of that smoke, looking for that destroyer coming out of that smoke. And just as a preemptive caution, I fire a few of my own torpedo spreads in that direction to kind of discourage him. If he was coming in on a torpedo run, just maybe make him evade, make him churn a little bit and buy me some more time. Now I see this other enemy cruiser, St. Louis, coming off this headland, so I start trying to line up my shots on him and pour fire into him. At this point, he is the easiest target for me to hit, and I don't see any destroyers to shoot at, so I'm going to go ahead and shoot at this enemy cruiser. Once again, going down that target priority list. So start pouring fire into this guy. Then all of a sudden, I see fire from my right come in, he's starting to shoot at me, and got another friendly there shooting at him. So this guy's not long for this world. Pretty accurate fire on my part here. I could be a little bit better. Could be shooting a little bit more back, trying to get into his boilers more, get into that citadel more. But he starts to churn, get a really good hit there, and I kind of start to churn with him. And then I see fire coming in from the left. Oh my goodness, enemy battleship. I should have spotted this guy earlier. I should have been hitting the minimap. Shouldn't have tunnel vision so hard, but. And either way, you can see his turrets were not facing me, so I avoid his main caliber fire, and I'm able to get close range torpedo salvo off, and I'm able to shoot right into his magazine, which those two things combined take him out. Reacquire this destroyer, which as you can see is the last destroyer on the enemy team, and that's the destroyer I was shooting at just a little while ago. So once again, switch over to him. You can see I'm shooting at the destroyer before I'm shooting at the aircraft carrier, because again, the destroyer is the priority target. Unfortunately, I'm not able to make the churn to starboard in time, so I do run aground and I'm forced to back up here. But I'm still putting pretty effective fire at this destroyer, but unfortunately, he goes out of vision range and disappears. So go ahead and move on to this carrier, load the HE to try to set him on fire, and get an HE salvo off. Now, I'll go ahead and torpedoes in the water. Once again, wasn't looking at my mini-map, and this cruiser kind of gets the jump on me, able to fire a torpedo salvo. It's going to take me out, but I'm able to fire a torpedo salvo at him as well, and there I go, takes me out, but my torpedoes hit him and take him out as well. And I don't know if you noticed, but my HE salvo on the enemy aircraft carrier did hit and did, in fact, set him on fire. Now, I was kind of bummed that my game was over at that point, but I wasn't too disappointed, and the reason is to kind of borrow an adage from chess. If you're ahead, you're okay with trading down. Looking at the team numbers, looking at the team score, we were ahead at that moment. So that cruiser kind of made a poor choice coming into what was effectively suicidal range with me to trade with me. You know, he was probably 100% going to kill me, but he was also probably 100% going to die with that maneuver. His team was behind, so that was not a good choice for him. That, you know, leaves us with a 2-ship advantage, and when they're down to 4 ships and we have the 6 ships, that 2-ship advantage is multiplied. He probably could have stood off a little bit and, you know, tried to survive a little bit more and tried to do some more damage rather than just trade 1-for-1 with me, which keeps the advantage and actually kind of amplifies the advantage that my team had. So, once again, disappointed that my game was over, but not too disappointed with the manner in which I died, and at least I got that trade off and was able to take him with me, which again helped my team. So now, just kind of, you know, in the spectator mode, we're capping the base out. I think we're going to win. Watching this St. Louis take on this Phoenix, which the St. Louis should actually, at this range, win. I don't know why the St. Louis is not, like, moving and using all of his guns, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. Battleship salvo takes out the Phoenix anyway. And we're going to cap out the game. So, once again, kind of just wanted to demonstrate cruiser, mainly target selection and keeping those guns singing, as well as really using your torpedoes if you have them to your advantage on priority targets when you can. So you can see from the post-game stats here, it racked up quite a bit of XP, quite a bit of credits. Go ahead and look at the team list, way on top by a large margin. And that's just because I was able to put myself in the right place at the right time. Lots of damage with the AP, lots of damage with the torpedoes, you know, and really able to help bring my team that victory. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I will see you later. Thank you for watching.